Hello everybody and welcome back to my living room here in Hamburg, Germany. I'm preparing for the next TRVL photography adventure in Mongolia and wanted to make a quick video for you to share 7 of my photography travel hacks that are cheap and very useful. So that all starts right now. Let's go. All right, here we are with all of these 7 products laid out on the table here. And I know it looks like more than 7, and that's because a few of these are just different variations of the same thing. But in total, there are 7 sort of unique hacks on the table I'm going to share with you right now that are super useful, and some of them are pretty cheap, which you're probably already recognizing here on the table. So let's dig into it. I'll go over them one by one and explain to you how useful these things are. You might already have some of these, or you might be thinking you need to pick some up for your next travel photography adventure, because if you are going on a trip specifically designed for photography, or if you're even just going on a vacation but you want to take some photos, these will probably be very useful for you during that time. So let's dig right into it. The cheapest one, and probably the most eye-catching, actually this might not be the cheapest one, funny enough. These are Ziplock bags, very North American thing. I actually got these in Canada during my last visit, which was last summer, so almost a year ago. And it's only a pack of 19, so I reuse them quite often, but there are some brand new ones in here that I haven't used, and they are extremely useful. Ziplock bags are so useful for carrying a ton of different things. I tend to put cables in them, extra cables, any kind of miscellaneous stuff, which we'll touch on a little bit more in this video. But Ziplock bags, guys, unbelievably useful, super good to have. The next thing along this list, let's go to one that I was surprised by, that you guys might not actually recognize now. This is, I believe the brand is called Ilano. I-L-A-N-O, or maybe L-L-A-N-O. I have no idea exactly how to pronounce it, but this is a very small battery kit that you can get for multiple different brands. This one's for Sony, but I know you can get them for Canon, I think for Nikon as well. And basically what it does is when you put in the 2 batteries, it gives you a reading output of how charged that battery is. And then if you want to charge the batteries, it's got a little USB-C port here that you can plug into the wall, and it will charge the 2 batteries that are inside of it. This is super useful. It is incredible to know exactly how much power every one of my camera batteries has by just the simple press of a button. And then if I want to recharge them, I don't have to get the Sony Powerbank that's comes with the camera out. I can just plug this in with any USB-C cable and it'll charge them right up. So super useful. Ilano, I think that's how you pronounce it. Apologies if I'm butchering it. Designed for cameras, battery thing, super good. Let's jump to this side of the table and talk about this big brick. So you may recognize this. It is a power bank, and this one's made by Anker, which is an Amazon brand. And the reason I bought this one is because it can power my MacBook Pro. So if this is fully charged, I can use it to get a full recharge on my laptop. Which is really convenient to have. It also has 2 USB-C ports and a USB-A port, and I can use this to charge the camera batteries with this little thing, and also to charge my phone, of course, and any other things, headlamps, whatever. Lasts for quite a long time and holds a charge for a really long time too. It's currently at 85%, and I haven't recharged this thing for weeks. So super useful to have on remote trips like what we're going to do in Mongolia coming up, as well as Bolivia or Tajikistan, many of the TRVL photography adventures where we really go off the beaten track. This thing is very useful to have. Next here is one I think most of you are going to recognize. These are Apple AirTags. Very useful if you are an iPhone user. I use these ones in my luggage, in my check luggage. I've got one in Nellie's luggage. I also use one in my camera bag. Essentially, whenever we're traveling, it's good to have an AirTag on things that you don't want to go missing. I know a lot of people use them on their keys or on their pets. Maybe I should start using them on my children. That's a different topic, but yeah, very, very useful for travel photography trips, especially in your check luggage. So it's very nice to have that peace of mind that your check bag is en route to your final destination. And even if it's not, you can see, where it's been left behind. And then you know that when you arrive, you can go straight to the baggage claim desk and start that process. So very, very good travel hack for anybody traveling really, but for photography trips, this is good to have. And probably the most expensive thing on the table here. I think that the AirTags, the 4-pack, is more expensive than both the Powerbank and this Ilano battery charger, but yeah, actually, you know what? I take that back. It might be this thing. Let's talk on this right now. So this here goes in combination with this one here. This is the Samsung T7 portable hard drive. I've had this for quite a while. It's an SSD, I think. Very, very useful, super fast, especially with the lightning cable, and just incredible for backing up your footage and your photos when you're on the adventure. They're super durable. Again, I've had it for like years. This is a 2 terabyte one, and I've got a little magnet here because it kind of goes hand in hand with this ProGrade card reader. So this ProGrade card reader, this is a CFexpress and an SD card reader that I use on my laptop to really have like super fast write speeds. So I can transfer footage extremely quickly from my SD cards and CFexpress cards from this little card reader onto the computer. And this is a magnet that connects to the magnet on the back of my computer. I think these ones will probably connect here as well. So what I do is I use this connected on the back of the computer when I'm transferring. And then when this comes off, I slap this onto the computer so that it can't fall off the MacBook Pro. So magnetic card reader, and then I just slap the magnet onto the outside of the Samsung T7, and it hasn't affected the SSD whatsoever. So fantastic little thing to have is a small SSD and a ProGrade card reader or something similar. This is also USB-C powered and just super fast. Really, really good for transferring a lot of 4K high quality footage and tons of photos. So yeah, very nice to have these two. I think they might be more expensive than the AirTags, but I can't say for certain. Okay, next up, you might be wondering about these things here. So these kind of go hand in hand. These are elastic bands. So definitely the cheapest thing on the table for the photography hacks. And the reason that I have these is because they're so useful for storing your cables. I use elastic bands all the time, mostly on cables, but also just to kind of keep shit together. And recently I found these ones, and this I got on Amazon, and it's essentially a locking elastic cable. So I can lock it like that, and then tie that to anything, and it's super strong. So it's an extension cable, elastic. I'm sure there's a better word in English for that, but you guys know what I'm talking about here. I use this on the outside of my camera bag, and I use it mostly for just attaching things that I want to lock in place. So this elastic is kind of your heavy duty version, but these ones are found in every household all over the world, and they are super useful for keeping your cables and things organized. Speaking of cables and things, this is a bonus to the 7 photography travel hacks. This is a hard case. It's actually an old gimbal case that I got from Zhiyun Tech that came with one of my original cranes, but I emptied it out, and I use this as sort of like a Pelican style case. It's got a nice foam top here to put all of this shit in and a ton more when I'm actually traveling. So all the stuff that I don't want to take in my camera bag or on my personal item on the plane goes into this. Even can put a separate AirTag in here if you want to, and then throw that into your check luggage. So this is kind of what Nelly likes to call my cable salat, but it is where I put all of my extra cables, headlamps, extra lights, extra shit. What I got a lucky golf ball. I've got a ton of random stuff. You'll see in the B-roll of this video, but that's where I put everything. This is a little bonus hack for you. If you can find some sort of snap hard case, use that to transfer the majority of your stuff, so when you get to your destination, you can unpack at your hotel. This comes out of the bag and you got it right there, with everything that you need ready to go. All right, next is these bags. So I forgot to tell you guys when I did the Ziplocks at the very beginning, but these little bags are kind of part of the Ziplock hack. And I find little tiny felt bags like this super useful. They're really, really good for just transporting stuff, you know, like lenses in your camera bag. That's what I use them for the most. I use them for protecting, you know, the outside of the lens from any scratch damage, and also the little GoPro thing I have. It's the DJI Osmo Action. I put that in one of these as well. Sometimes I can put my charging cables for the laptop if they're not already in a Ziploc bag. And then this is another bag that's extremely useful. Again, this is just like a little kind of accessories bag. And what I've done here is put all of my extra batteries in. So these are gimbal batteries, conveniently connected by an elastic band. And then I've got all my extra Sony batteries and a couple of Canon batteries in here. And I use this bag to just transfer my batteries. Super, super easy, fits the batteries perfectly. They're nice and tight and compact in there. And then that slides into my camera bag as a part of the kit. And that is super, super good way to keep all of my camera batteries nice and tight and organized. So that is part of the Ziploc hack, where you just want small bags. You know, I love Ziploc bags. I love these little felt bags for lenses, and then any kind of accessory bag. Could even be like a toiletries bag that you can use for extra batteries or hard drives or any cables that you want to bring with you. Last but not least is probably the most hygienic travel hack that I have for photographers looking to get out into the wild. A small pack of disinfectant wipes are super, super useful. I keep these in my camera bag to mostly clean my hands, but every once in a while, if the call of nature is very strong and I got to go out there and drop a number 2 in the wild, these are also very good for cleaning up after yourself. So the last one is, again, a nice, cheap and easy thing to pick up. And I'm sure you guys are probably doing this already, but a nice little pack of disinfected wet wipes are super good to have for any travel photography adventure. So that wraps up my 7 tips for travel photography. I hope that you've liked it, and it's a kind of a quick and easy video, something a little bit different leading into the next Mongolia adventure. So that's that. Stay tuned. Next video will be from the field in Mongolia. A little bit more of the behind the scenes content on building this new business, an adventure travel company for photographers, TRBL Travel Photography. Be sure to check it out. The Mongolia trip is the 2nd official departure, and we are almost sold out on the future trips for 2026, and we're finally launching into 2027. And these are very, very unique locations. We've got stuff like Tajikistan, Madagascar, Ethiopia. We're going back to Bolivia. We'll probably end up going back to Madagascar. I want to launch a bears tour in Slovenia. Whole bunch of really, really exciting stuff to look forward to there. So next video from Mongolia will be up in the next few weeks. And until then, be sure to follow along on Instagram, both myself, Gregor Snell, and TRBL.photography, and the podcast as well. We started a TRBL photography podcast, which is a separate YouTube channel where we're also uploading to Spotify. So lots of information, but it's all good stuff, and we're moving in the right direction. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked it. I'll see you in the next video from Mongolia.